Alright, what's up YouTube? Coming in with my second video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what MEPS was like. So if you're like going in the military, planning on going in the military, or like, a few days away from going to MEPS, this video is going to be just talking about what MEPS is like and like what my experience was. So maybe kind of brace yourself, kind of give you an idea of what it's going to be like. And before I go into it, I just want to say what this channel is really about, because I just feel like in my last video I didn't really word it right, just because I was kind of nervous and it was my first video. But basically what this channel is going to be is just talking about my life, and we're going to talk about like anime or TV shows, and I'm also going to try to do some horror movie reviews because I like horror movies, and so kind of stuff like that. Alright, so I'm joining the Navy, and so basically this is how my day started. Now, I didn't have a license at the time, so my recruiter had to drive me there. Now, some of you may go to a hotel spend the night there, and then in the morning you go to MEPS and do everything. So some of you might be in that situation I was when my recruiter picked me up at around 3:30 in the morning, actually, just because it was 30 minutes away, and you have to be there really early. So he picks me up at 3:30. I get dropped off, and it starts around 5:30, I think. So basically, once everyone gets there, they line you up by what branch you're in. So everyone that's in Army lines up in one line, everyone that's in Air Force lines in one line, everyone that's in Marines one line, everyone in Navy one line. And I believe they had a National Guard line too. So they line everyone up, and they put a sticker on you. And that sticker is basically just telling you who you are, what branch. It's basically like an ID in a way, and they're gonna use it every time. I don't know how to use it, but you're just gonna need it, and don't take it off. And so yeah, they're gonna put a sticker on you, line you up, and all. Right, so basically, what that means, I had a red tag, and what a red tag is, basically you had a perfect medical record, meaning you never broke any bones. You never had a disease. You never been, had any medical problems. Never had any stitches, stuff like that. So, because I never did. So that's what you'll get a red tag if you've had pretty much a perfect medical record. And basically, what the red tag is, you're gonna go to different stations. Like there's gonna be a hearing station, a sight station, station where you get your blood taken, stuff like that. And what the red tag is, you basically go to the front of the line every time. So if you get to the hearing station and there's a few people already waiting, guess what? Boom, you get to go to the front. So your process is going to go faster than others, but I wouldn't say the fastest, because you're going to be there a while. I remember I got there 5:30 and I didn't leave till 5. So you're going to be there a good few hours. There's going to be a lot of sitting around, so if you're one of those fidgety kind of people, you're just going to have to try to contain yourself, because there's going to be a lot of sitting around, a lot of waiting. So once they put the stick on you, then you go inside, and they're going to pat you down, make sure you don't have any weapons, because you can't have any weapons at all, and nothing like that. And then you sit down, wait a little bit. And then once they call you up, they send you to the medical station, and that's where you start getting everything done. Also, you'll have a folder before you go, and that's like all your information. So you just keep that folder on you at all times. Because what you're gonna do with that folder, you're gonna hand it to the medical personnel, and they're gonna check off on how you did. So like the first station I did was the sight. So I'm trying to remember what exactly I did. I believe one of the sight tests was you look inside, and then you just basically read off the letters. I mean, it goes from like big and then to like super small, and he just tells you, all right, read the smallest one, and you're gonna want to try to read the smallest one, because the smaller that you can read, the better you're gonna score on your sight. Because this whole medical process, that's a score basically. It's like a test. Like you took your ASVAB already, and this is gonna add on to it. And the reason I say that is, like, let's say you score bad on hearing. Any job that requires good hearing, you can't do. So that's basically what it means. So did the sight, you're going to read letters, and then there's another test, but I forgot what it was because I did this. I did MEPS 2 months ago. I want to say a month ago. So yeah. So then once you get done with your site, then you go to the hearing test. And for me, the hearing test was basically they put you in this box room. I guess the walls are soundproof. So they put you in there, and then you got to put on these like old 1980 headphones, and basically they do like very faint beeping noises in one ear and then the other ear because they're checking both ears. And then whenever you hear the beep, you just press a button. So yeah, they just get like quieter and quieter, and you just keep on pressing. Try to time it too. Like I tried timing mine, and I felt like I hit a few that I didn't really hear, but I timed it right. So try to time it. But if you don't feel confident in that, then don't do it, because then you're just gonna fuck up your score, you know. And you don't want that. Oh, that's another thing. Always when you're in MEPS, always be respectful. Just say yes sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes ma'am. It's the best way to just avoid attention, because you don't want that. Because if you're bad enough, they'll kick you out, and then you have to go through the process again. So anyway, then there's this part of your MEPS. So what you're going to do is go into this room. You got to strip down to your boxers. And then you're going to wait for the doctor to see you. Which, my doctor was like this old Asian dude. And he, yeah, no emotion at all. But anyway, I went in there. And he's going to look at your folder. He's going to ask you about things. Don't lie. Because if you think you can get away with lying, you know, you can do it. But if they find out that you lied, you're going to get discharged. And you're not going to be able to join the Navy or whatever branch. Or at least get delayed. Like my friend, he got discharged. And he has to wait like 2 years. But he was already in. Like he got discharged while he was in. I don't know how it is if you lie during MEPS. But just don't lie. Unless it's like something... No, I'm not even going to say that. Just don't lie. I mean, it could, like, even if you told him something, that doesn't mean you're not going to be able to join. Like, yeah, I got stitches here. That's I don't think that would be something that will make you not be able to join. Just don't lie about it, because if they find out, then that's even worse, you know. So he's going to be asking you questions. Just answer them honestly. And then he's going to do, like, you know, kind of the normal stuff you do when you get a physical. You know, check your heart rate. You know, tell you do this, like move your arm. He's gonna check your joints now, and then he's gonna check for hernia. So you know, you do the cough test, and then you also gotta do. I don't know why they made me do this, but you gotta basically bend over and spread your cheeks. They don't touch anything, but I guess they're looking for something. I don't know, but you gotta do that. And so yeah, and don't. Okay, so here's like a situation where you don't want to do. My recruiter told me about this girl that she was like really nervous about MEPS, so she didn't get like any sleep last night. But when she went to the doctor, she's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't get that too much sleep last night," and the doctor took that as insomnia, which she didn't have. But you know, that's what the doctors look for. They're looking for a problem, so they can write you off. And now she's gonna have to get a waiver for that, because the doctor saw her as having insomnia. So don't do something like that, you know? Just don't. And alright, and then after you're done with the doctor, you go back into the same room. And then this is where they start like doing like the joint test and like movement test. So you're gonna do stuff like, alright, put out your hands like this, and count your fingers. And you gotta do stuff like, you know, stuff with your wrist. You know, they're just checking for like problems with that. Now, I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of people talking about this. You got to do this thing called the duck walk. It's my dog. You got to do this thing called the duck walk. Now, I'm not going to show you in this video, but if you look it up, there's plenty of videos of people doing the duck walk. It was kind of challenging for me, to be honest, because I had practiced at home, and I had figured out a way, like, if I hold my arms out like this, it became really easy. But they make you put your hands on your hips, which makes it a little bit harder. But if you're like in sports or something, it should be easy. But if you're a guy like me that didn't do sports and just goes to the gym, then practice it at home, because the last thing you want to do is like wing it there And if you start falling down and stuff, and then you can't do it, then they might discharge you. So practice it at home. That's what I did, and it helped. And they're gonna make you do a few more other exercises, like they're gonna make you bend over, touch your toes, so they're gonna check your back for scoliosis and stuff. So stuff that you do at a physical mainly, except this one's like a more detailed physical. So after that, you put on your clothes and back on, and then you go to get your blood and urine test. Now for me, it was my first time getting blood, but I don't have a problem with blood or getting needles on me. Now, if you do have a problem with seeing blood, if it makes you pass out, they will ask you that, and I'm not sure how they handle it, but they're going to ask you that. They also ask if you have a problem with needles, which I don't, but if you do, I don't know what they do. So you're going to get your blood, and it's not that bad. I mean, they just put a little needle, like right there, and it takes out about this much blood. Not that much. The initial stab in, I kind of jumped, but just don't look at it. That's what I did. I just didn't look at it, and it was done. I was like, oh, that's it. So then came the urine test, which for me wasn't hard, but I've seen a lot of people on YouTube saying how they have trouble peeing with someone watching them. I mean, the way I saw it was basically like urinals, and you're basically shoulder to shoulder to someone. I just thought of it as, oh, this is just like at school in a crowded bathroom, because, that's how I saw it. Just try to think of it like that, like, oh, this is just like school, or, oh, this is just like at an amusement park where the bathrooms are crowded. And, like, when they say he's watching you, he's not, like, looking at your dick. He's just in the back, making sure you're not... The reason he's there is because he doesn't want you to cheat. That's the only reason he's there. He's not going to be fully on your dick, if you know what I mean. Like, he's just there to make sure no one's cheating, no one's trying to, put in fake urine, stuff like that. So just ignore him. That's what I just ignored him, did my thing. And by the way, you got to pee in a cup, like a cup about that big. You got to pee in a cup. Just do your thing. And then you put the cap on, blah, blah, blah. And then you go up to the guy and he puts it in another cup. You got to sign your name. You got to sign your name and stuff. Which, by the way, if you don't know how to sign, you're going to want to practice that too. So then after the urine test, now... They're also going to provide you lunch. I think after my urine test, I had lunch, and it's not that good, to be honest. I don't know how it is at other MEPS stations. At my MEPS station, they just gave us some cheap-ass sandwiches and a cookie and chips. That was it. Which, I ate it, because, it was either that or nothing. I ate that, and, so you're going to feed you lunch, and then you're going to be waiting around a lot. Now, here comes the part where... Which, by the way, I may have missed. I'm trying to remember if I missed any other physical things that I had to do. There may be one I'm missing. I think I covered it all, though. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the one I missed. Depth perception. There's going to be a depth perception test, which I don't know what the fuck I was doing wrong. I couldn't fucking do it. I don't know. It's like circles in a line. And they tell you which one's the biggest. And I was looking at all and it was like, they're all the same. And she's like, no, this one bigger. And I was like, what the fuck? So I was basically guessing on every single one. So I kind of fucked up on my depth perception. I'm pretty sure I was doing it wrong. Like I didn't hear instructions right or something. And I was doing so bad on it. But yeah, so that's gonna be another side thing they do.